guys, Airbnb is in comical levels. Now, could it go down further, Brad?
Yes, it can.
But look at any indicator of the industry, and we're about to be in like what did the CEO say? What did he say? Like I'm gonna sort of paraphrase, in the renaissance of the century.
Yes,
like
for
he
travel,
talked
for
about
sure.
the rebound for travel to be of epic proportions, and so Airbnb's business model is one that, number one, again, another example of best in class. Given reopening, COVID, all that other stuff, like people are still have those people. I feel like people still have that like feeling of like not necessarily wanting to be around like big groups or whatever. And like, would you rather be at a hotel or Airbnb?
Right.
Maybe some people will be in a hotel, but overwhelming majority of the people that I talk to want to be in an Airbnb. And it's a better experience. Their business model is just better. The only thing I wish Airbnb would do, and this is just a side topic, I wish Airbnb would do a rewards program, because if they did a rewards program, you'd get more business people doing it.
Yeah.
And that would set it off.
So I think that they talked about some of the things that they're doing to revamp and really kind of give an overhaul to Airbnb from the technology side of things. And they didn't really go into great detail as far as what exactly they were doing, but they said it was going to benefit users, but it was also going to benefit the renters, the host. Sorry, that'll benefit the host the most and make things easier.
The host of the most,
yeah, make things more easy and streamlined than ever before. And I think that could potentially be a game changer for them too. Yeah,
I mean, and they've talked about their pent-up demand, and they're providing incentives for to bring on new hosts, because the supply isn't there. But again, that's a good problem to have, and they're going to come back. I think Airbnb is a great opportunity. Looks like a great asymmetrical trade opportunity with some huge upside.
So I want you guys to take a look at the chart here a little bit. And we're taking look at the chart of Airbnb, and some analysts argue that Airbnb is overvalued still. But look at Expedia. I mean, it's the same industry, and Expedia obviously is involved in the hotel side of things as well. And it's not a direct competitor, but it is a competitor nevertheless. And it hasn't faltered at all. You know, I think you look at Airbnb, it's trading 10 times sales as we sit at $134 a share. Tell me that you can't see us working our way into that multiple. I think that we can, and I think that we see explosive growth over the next quarter and a half. They talked about in the last earnings about how 60% increases in searches just from old people.
Yeah.
And those are old people that don't use technology like young people. So I think that this is just something that you just have to be patient with. And as we've talked about with this theme of the night of looking into some stuff, can it go lower? I think it can go lower. There's a possibility of that. Let's not mistake that at all. But I think when you look at just what's going on in the industry and the company itself, and as foreign, we haven't talked about even just foreign nations or foreign countries that are starting to open up, and they're actually behind the U.S. So I think if we look at it domestically and as a precursor to what we can see globally for Airbnb, they still have plenty of room to grow as far as just reopening in general. The pent-up demand is going to be insane for international travel as it is for domestic. And so if we start to see those domestic numbers come out, it's going to be wild, man. I just think that Airbnb is going to take some patience, but I agree. I think this is going to be something that's going to be pretty awesome.
Anthony Casta, I want to push back a little bit, because he says hotels have free breakfast. Some of them do. Pools, no maintenance fees, no cleaning fees, and a lot cheaper prices.
Yeah.
I'll start at the end. Do you think hotels are a lot cheaper pricing than Airbnb?
No, not at all.
Like, there are cheap hotels, but if you look at the quality, like compare Airbnb to like a Hilton, or probably a little bit higher end, like a Starwood Resorts, like a Westin, right? Yeah. Not cheaper. I don't know. I don't think that's the case. Best Western is cheaper, but it's not quality. That's not apples to apples.
Well,
But let me just finish.
Okay, sorry.
So, cleaning fees, maintenance fees. Airbnbs have pools.
Right.
So to say that pools, like not every Airbnb does, but if that's what you want, you can get. I think you'd be surprised. Like, that sounds like maybe you haven't looked into Airbnb that much, because their pricing is very, very competitive.
Yeah.
And if anything, I believe they're more transparent in their pricing than hotels, because hotels, by the time you are done, they have resorts fees, they have taxes, like they have the same fees. You're going to get hit one way or another. So yeah, the cleaning fee, I would say, is probably a valid argument. But that's also a flat rate, whereas hotels, that's a daily rate.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So the other thing is that what you get with an Airbnb that you don't get with hotels is the experience. When I walk into an Airbnb, it's usually somebody's home that they've welcomed you into. And now there's some other people that just have properties and they treat them as if they're hotels and whatever. But like the personal experience that you get like just context, places to go, that sort of thing. When I walk into a hotel, there's a Bible on the nightstand and that's about it. You know, like there's no welcoming feeling about a hotel. When I walk into somebody's home, I feel like I'm actually welcome there and like they're allowing me, you know, to experience their home and just their area, and they actually enjoy where they live.
Yeah.
And so when you get that from somebody whose home you're staying in, it's much different than a hotel because they don't take pride, I guess, into that location like somebody who actually owns a home does.
You know what the biggest thing not the biggest thing, but one of the big things I look for when I'm looking at Airbnb? Wi-Fi.
Well, yeah, that's.
And we think about the remote work.
Yeah.
Hotels, like you have to pay for premium. You can get the regular Wi-Fi, but it's usually not that great. I couldn't stream on regular hotel Wi-Fi.
Right.
Not saying everyone has great ones, but like you're right. You get a home, you get to feel comfortable. You know, I've went to Airbnbs, I've cooked, I've lived there. I've lived there like it was my own home.
Yeah.
The business model is awesome. So I like it.
Needless to say, we like Airbnb.